How can you know if someone has narcissistic tendencies if you're going on a date or if you've been in a relationship with them for a long time?
Because they don't show me any kindness.
They don't show kindness.
They don't care when I get hurt. With romance and emotional attachment in particular, we're looking for that kindness in the chin that you show so often. Yeah.
The chin is a good indicator.
Our achy breaky heart is on our chin.
Really?
So if I tell you something that's emotionally, physically, or financially painful for me, in general, you'll buck regardless of how I get hurt or regardless of how somebody else gets hurt. They don't show that.
Really?
They don't. No.
They care more about themselves, or they just don't.
But I know narcissists that will describe something that they've been through that's painful, and their chin will be working overtime.
For someone else, they probably won't have that.
No, because they don't care.
An exercise you can do is you go up to somebody from an angle where they can't see you coming up to them, and you surprise them. You go, hey, Mike, whatever. They turn. For that second, their expression reveals how they really think about you. You'll detect if you can pick up micro expressions, and you can express a kind of, and they smile. You can see the little disdain in their eyes, right? Then the mask comes on, or you're talking to them, they're looking at you, but their feet are facing in an opposite direction. That means that they're dying to get away from you. These are signals that you don't necessarily pay attention to. Their posture will tell you everything about their levels of confidence, on and on and on. The fake smile, if you can just master the ability to detect the fake smile, it will go wonders for you, because what you really want to do is to see the genuine smile, particularly in romantic relationships.
If you want to know instantly if someone likes you or hates you, try this right now. Here's what you're going to do. The next time you see them, you're going to share with them a devastating piece of news, something meaningful, like that big project you were working on didn't work out. That big project I was working on didn't work out. Now you are going to watch their face super closely in that first split second. What's going to happen is that they're going to have an initial split second reaction in their face. That micro expression is how they really feel about you and what you're going through. Your big project didn't work out? That's too bad. So if you tell someone bad news and that first look is actually one of care and concern, you know that you can trust them and that they actually like you. But if someone secretly has it out for you, you're gonna see the slightest hint of a smile right before they start pretending to care.
Since everybody keeps asking, here is how to read micro expressions. This one's a twofer because this is not only how to read other people, but it's also how to become the best actor. Pretty great if you have autism and want to learn how to interact with people. Okay, so micro expressions are facial expressions that are ubiquitously linked to 7 basic emotions. That means that whenever you feel one of these 7 basic emotions, you will always have a micro expression. And micro expressions are called micro expressions because they're very subtle and very small. It is your body and brain linked together, and it's a small impulse to those facial muscles that would send a social message to someone else. The 7 basic emotions are joy, not happiness, sadness, disgust, surprise, contempt, anger, and fear. You can already see that with that change from joy to happiness, there's some wrong information coming in this thing right here. But we can do a little bit of scholarly research here and see what they're putting as these pictures. Okay, so if you look closely at this chart, it's trying to show those specific emotions. The problem with this chart specifically, and a couple other charts that are on Google searches, are that they're actors being directed to express this specific emotion, and these people suck at acting because they're making faces pretending to feel these emotions and not actually feeling these emotions. So their full expression is not true here, and thus it looks really corny. Here's one from the show Lie to Me, where the main character was playing a Paul Ekman type of character who could read people really well and see if they were lying. But he's a decent actor, at least, and you can see a little bit more in these images of what these emotions look like. what's really good from this picture is actually it tells you what's going on with the facial muscles, because this is actually coming from Paul Ekman's research. This one I just think is hilarious. Like, it's just like they might have tried to elicit these emotions from random people, but also some of them, like the sadness one, looks really fake. But that could just be the way that that guy expresses his sadness. I don't know. Like, I'm never like when I'm sad. Okay, so you have this basic idea of what these emotions look like on people's faces, but you need to really master this and understand how to empathize with other people through your knowledge of yourself. So what you need to do is go in front of a mirror and sit there for minutes. Okay, this is an exercise that can take minutes. I used to spend almost an hour at a time looking at myself in the mirror for this type of stuff. Okay, you can look in the mirror and think of the emotion and an experience that you've had, a memory that you have that brings up that emotion, or an association with a thing or a person that makes you feel that emotion. So when you think of somebody that leaves a bad taste in your mouth, you're going to express contempt. Okay? When you think of something that brings you joy, you're going to show that. When you think of something that scares you, you're going to feel it in your face. All these emotions, you're going to express yourself by thinking them or eliciting them from thought into the rest of your body. And because you're looking in the mirror, you can start to become aware of what it looks like on your face. And as you become aware of what it looks like on your face, you also start to become aware of the muscles and the tension that you have and the feelings that are being like squeezed through your muscles and through your action potentials in your neural system. You can see where that energy is going and where it's coming from. And you can start to become more aware of your own emotions. This is mindfulness. This is basically what monks do, meditating. So through this meditative process, you learn to understand your own emotions and how you feel, and you learn how you're expressing them. When you can learn how you're expressing them, this is emotional intelligence 101. That's emotional regulation comes from that. You can start to feel those emotions, feel those expressions, and let them pass or do something with them. And because you have this regulation, you can start to become more aware of other people. And when you have more bandwidth to be aware of other people, you will start to see the emotions being expressed on their faces. And from what you see on that person's face, you will then be able to decode it using the Rosetta Stone that is your experience of feeling those emotions and seeing them on your face. You're not going to be immediately good at it, so you have to test yourself for failure. When you see those emotions on people, you're going to have to try new things. You're going to have to say different stuff. You're going to have to elicit other emotions. And you're going to fail sometimes. You're going to see what they were really thinking. But that's the only way. It's the scientific method. It's the only way to really be able to read and understand people is through testing for failure. And then through that, you become in relationship with each other. And the more in relationship you are with other people, the easier it is to understand them. We live in a world of social matrices layered on top of each other. And depending upon what you've been given from birth, you might be in different levels of the matrix. And you have to learn to open yourself up to reading that matrix and unplugging from it so that you can reach that next level socially. And you'll see that the more you do this, nothing socially is impossible. And when you understand that, you will open yourself up to a world of possibilities that you could do socially. I say this all the time, but I went from having a small group of friends and knowing nobody and being bored and lonely and feeling like I wanted to be loved, to feeling absolute social abundance, being able to make friends no matter where I'm at in the world, and talking my way into VIP sections in the hottest club in Vegas, and talking my way into high profile business meetings with like huge content creators, knowing that I'm able to attract somebody that I'm attracted to, that it doesn't matter if they had a preference or not, I would still be able to get close to that person and develop a relationship, or something else. And through this process, I also learned how to have better relationships with other people in my life, with myself. Self-love, that's something I've only been learning for like 3 years, but it's through this process. Communication is important in every aspect of your life, so if you want to learn more, follow me. There's also a link tree in my bio that has 2 free trainings. One is video and the other is live, coming up next Monday. Also streaming Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for watching.